Hello. Welcome to Wildwood Teaching. I'm Nicole Trevellis-Fravel, and today we are going to talk about anchor routines for teaching outside. Now, if you don't know my story, I kind of backed into uh, an exclusively outdoor forest school program. Um, about 14 years ago, I knew I wanted to start my own preschool program. I knew that I wanted it to be child led. I knew that I wanted it to be inquiry based. But to be honest, outdoor was never in my mindset at all. I put out feelers trying to find a space and ended up in a converted barn that sat right next to, with access to, a about 31-mile trail that snakes through about 364 acres of temperate rainforest. That is a park that the Olmsted brothers suggested that Portland create those many, many years ago. And so we're very lucky to have this kind of urban forest. And, once I found that space, I knew got to use it, right? I've been gifted this wonderful place for children to explore and learn, but I don't know what to do. And so I luckily happened upon sit spots, and used those as my anchor routine. I don't know what to do with children out in the forest. So we're just going to start with sit spots, get really good at it. I'm going to get comfortable at it. The children are going to get comfortable at it. And we're going to see what happens from there. We might build on the ideas, right, in a child-led process. We might build on the ideas that are coming out of our sit spots. But really what I'm going to do today is, in addition to sit spots, give you 4 other anchor routines that you might consider using to get you outside. So that's the thing. If you are wanting to start a forest school program, start teaching outside, you got to take the leap. You got to just get outside. And so finding something that you can anchor is going to help you as a teacher feel comfortable doing it. I mean, you could just take your story time outside and just say, something that I'm doing inside, I'm just going to take it outside, do it, see what happens. I'm going to do it the same way I would do it inside, just transfer it. That's one possibility. I'm going to give you, like I said, 5 anchor routines. One of them is sit spots. The second one is nature journals. I have a routine where once a week, kids take out their nature journals and, draw something, glue something into it, use those as ideas for what you are going to do with your rest of your time outside. We do something called find a treasure. So oftentimes when we first go into the forest, I will ask children to go find 2 things that interest them. The reason 2, it's just easy for them to keep track of, 1 for each hand. Go find 2 things that are interesting to you today. And then we gather as a group and we do something with those things that are interesting. Children might tell us why they are interesting in sort of a show and tell. We might use those interesting objects to tell a story. We might use those interesting objects to do some math. We might make a pattern with those objects. We might sort those objects. We could compare them by length. We might do some science. Maybe we brought our magnifying glasses into the forest. Maybe we have a bowl to do sink or float, and we're going to use those interesting objects for whatever else we're doing in preschool. I see there's a little squirrel who's joining us in our video. Another anchor routine you could use are what I call discovery hikes or discovery walks, where, as you are walking, the destination isn't the point. As you are walking, maybe you're listening and categorizing all of the sounds that you hear. Maybe you are collecting a rainbow of colors. So, something that the children are going to learn while they are walking. And then the fifth anchor routine would be to adopt a tree. And that means every week, every 2 weeks, maybe, you're going to visit the tree and see how it's changing. You can document these. We document ours in a notebook so that we can go back to it and reflect upon the changes. And it's a wonderful way for children to understand seasons, to see how wildlife interacts with plant life. So get out there. Try something. Um, Try one of the anchor routines because you can build on it, or just bring something that you are doing already inside and try doing it outside. And then I invite you to our May workshop, which is called Defining Your Nature. And this is for, yes, beginners, for people who want to get children outside and just don't think maybe their site is naturey enough, or they don't know what to do with the nature they have. I get questions all the time. Nicole, I have a paved courtyard. I have a pond. I have an empty field, no trees, just grass. What do I do? How do I get children out there in nature because there's really nothing to do? And so I'm going to help you find what the nature there is in your space, or maybe you're already outside, but you have some portion of your land, some portion of your playground that you feel could be utilized better. And so, if you're just wanting some tips to reinvigorate your space, and you're at an intermediate level, we can help you too. The one thing I want to say is that the first 5 people who sign up will have the option of bringing photographs of their space to our meeting, and we will help you specifically brainstorm ideas, not just me, not just my expertise, but everybody that is at the workshop. Will help you define your nature and figure out how you can invigorate that portion of your play space to make it more interesting and engaging for children. I will let you know if you're one of the first 5 people. So please do sign up. There should be a link right here on your screen somewhere that you can click directly on it. There also will be an attachment underneath the video. Either one of those will get you to sign up to our workshop. So please do join us on May 19th. We're going to make it fun. We're going to have bingo for prizes. And then also join me here next week for another free episode of Wildwood Teaching. I will see you there.